Hey, what is up, Lyfe Cast fam? It's your boy Lennon here. I'm coming back with another awesome video for you today. I hope you're really liking these videos. I'm really loving putting them out. I've had some great feedback and people are finding them useful, so that makes me really happy. I'm trying to start that movement. Speaking of that movement, let's take a quick second. If you have not already, go down and make sure you subscribe or follow or like the Lyfe Cast on all the platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as go to www.lifecastonline.com and become a member over there as well, trying to get this family big and strong and powerful. All right, so this video is going to be a little personal for me. We'll see if I get choked up or not, but what I'm going to do in this video is kind of tell you my story and how I got here. Many of you may know my story, or at least a little bit of it. But for those who don't, or for those who want a reminder, I'm going to go ahead and kind of get into it a little bit. One thing I don't really want from this is praise or anything like that. While I accept that and I really appreciate it, the point of this is more to empower others, right? To see that anything is possible, no matter where we are, how we feel, how we look. We can make changes and we can end up down a healthier, happier road. Okay? So I guess we'll kind of start it like this. I was a chubby all the way up into fat kid through, middle school and high school. Let's just call it real. I went away to college and I got really, really, really fat. At one point in my life, I got up to about 360 pounds. Now, being 360 pounds is not fun. It's not good physically, it's not good mentally, and it's not good for your spirit or your soul. One day, I was getting out of the shower and looking there, and I'm butt naked in the room looking in the mirror, right? Wipe down the fog. I think I was about 21 at this point. And man, what I saw was this just very obese, very unhealthy human being, right? And what really hit me was that for as much as I didn't like the physical part of what I was looking at, I realized it was like a physical manifestation of really the stuff that was going on inside me, emotionally, spiritually. I realized that I did not like a lot about myself and the things that I was doing. And that kind of translated into into some apathy, and then into just bad habits of horrible eating, not moving, not exercising, drinking, partying, all those kind of things. And it eventually got me up to, near that 360 pound mark. So shortly after I had that kind of epiphany moment, if you will, I knew something had to change. I knew I just couldn't live my life like this anymore. I was not happy. And though on the outside you would never know it, because I was Mr. Laughs, Mr. Make Jokes, all my friends know me. Inside I was hurting. And what I found was, man, that was the biggest part of all of this, to try to kind of get over those other things besides just the physical. So anyways, I said to myself, I got to get out of here. I was living up in Greeley, Colorado. And while I know that you can't run from your problems, I knew I needed to get out of this physical space, because there was very little productive, very little healthy, and not good energy for me up there. So I called up my best friend who lived in Boulder. Shout out Tyson. I said, yo, let's move to Denver, bro. I think we were about 22 at that point. We moved down to Denver, and started slowly but surely changing things around. I went into a 24-hour fitness, and I don't know if I can say that or not. I went into a big box gym and asked if they had a personal trainer I could meet with. I got a free consultation with my very first trainer ever, Mindy. What's up? I'm looking at you. And we slowly but surely started going through that process of what it takes to make life transformations, of learning how to exercise, of learning more about nutrition, learning the importance of positivity, and moving forward. And slowly but surely the pounds started to come off, and slowly but surely I started to feel better about myself. At that point, as I moved down to Denver, one of the things I was really upset at myself is I failed out of school up in Greeley. I went to the University of Northern Colorado and I failed out from grades. So one of the things I really wanted to do was come down when I came to Denver was finish my degree, because something about that, just that quest for knowledge. And when I left left high school for college, that was a goal I had. And so I really wanted to finish that because that was like a hole, something that was missing. So I went to Metro State. I got a degree in journalism, and it was great. I enjoyed my experiences. I went to work in the sports department at the local news channel here, and it was just really, really great. But I found that it wasn't what I loved to do. And so, I kind of dibbled and dabbled in other things like real estate, coaching tennis, some things like that. And I still had yet to find my passion. Then one day I'm not sitting, I just got done working out with one of my other trainers, and now a man who is a brother to me. What's up, Phil? I know you're watching. That's my double point. You like it? Phil said, "Hey, why don't you be a trainer?" And I can't be a trainer. I'm fat. There's no way. I don't, every excuse that popped in my head. It's like, he was like, "No, you can be a trainer. You need to be a trainer." And I was like, okay, oh shit. I guess that kind of sounds fun. How do I be a trainer? So I actually thought of, hey, I have a friend right now who's a personal trainer. Shout out to Mimi. Notice I'm name dropping, but the importance of that is building relationships and keeping a really good tribe, right? Still great friends with Mimi and her tribe as well. But I called her up and she was like, yeah, you can be a trainer. They're actually doing a training certification here in a couple weeks. Go do the weekend course, take the test, and become a trainer. So I did. I took the weekend course. I took the test, passed the test, and there I was, a certified personal trainer. That being said, I realized that after that class, I still didn't know shit. I mean, real talk, right? I'm smart enough to where I believe that if you cram my head for anything for, 3 days straight, I could probably pass the test, get a B, high C, B on a test, no problem, but that doesn't mean I know it. And so because I loved this and because I was so passionate about it, I said, I gotta know this. So I went back to school. I went back to Metro State and I went back for a degree in exercise physiology and nutrition. Went through that whole process, got my degree in exercise physiology and nutrition. Through that whole time, I was working as a trainer, independent trainer to start with. And then I kind of went up and joined the ranks of the big box gyms there for a while. Became an exercise physiologist, which is kind of like a next step up. And then found my way to the most beautiful place, Level 3 Fitness. Shout out Dave, Neil, Sarah, everybody at Level 3. And that's where I was the last 3.5 years, really changing people's lives. Over that time, I was able to help empower dozens upon dozens of people. And that just made me feel so incredible to see the changes that people were making and that I could kind of pay that forward, because there's no way I would have made this journey without great people, great trainers who believed in me, who, empowered me so that I can empower myself. So that's the short version of it, right? I was a fat kid, got really, really fat, unhealthy, didn't like how I looked, how I felt, was limited in the things I could do, knew I had to change, didn't know how. Met with a coach, a trainer, started to learn, right? Developed my emotional intelligence, started understanding things like meditation and breathing and being still. Learned to have fun with the things I'm doing. Right, you can see I'm throwing out all the principles, right? Learned how to eat better and nourish my body. And so through that whole time, I've kind of started to develop these principles. Well, here recently I decided, you know what? Actually within the last year, we'll say, I went through a really hard time. I won't get into the specifics, but I went through a divorce. And I'm coming out of that so incredibly grateful for a lot of things. First of all, still have a really good relationship with my ex, so that's fantastic. And though it was really, really hard, coming out of this has birthed something so incredibly special, and that is this Lyfe Cast movement. So over the last year, I really honed in all the stuff I've learned over the past, probably now 17 years, 16, 17 years of starting to make the transformation. I really honed in on that, and I really focused and was like, how can I make this something beautiful that I can help to teach others and that they can start to make these changes on a different level though than what I was doing. So I dove in and I really had to work on myself over this last year, identifying a lot of things about myself that I needed to change, physically, right, mentally, spiritually, body, mind, soul. And I really dug deep into myself. I went to therapy. Shout out to my man, Jared. I love you, bro. I'm going to be your client for life. I'm all for therapy. If you are questioning it or worried about it or whatever, get your butt there. 100%. If you need anyone to talk to even about that, let me know. You can email me or anything. I want to get rid of the taboo on therapy that you're some crazy person. It's the coolest thing ever. Anyway, so I went to therapy and I identified some stuff I needed to work on, and I dug deep and I started working and man, as I dug in and did the work and I started to develop these principles, right? The body, mind, and soul all just started to rage. And now, legit, I am in the best shape I've ever been in. I feel better mentally, emotionally, spiritually than I ever have in my entire life. And that just feels incredible. And, that's kind of how we got here. And that's how Lyfe Cast was born, because I wanted to teach everyone else these principles. And, it's almost 2020. And let's be real, this is where it's going. It's online, right? It's social media. And this is how I feel I can reach the most people. And so anyways, that's a little bit about my story. I want you to know the big takeaways is you can do it no matter what you are, where you are, if you're overweight, underweight, happy, unhappy, whatever, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are right now, you can continue to improve. You can continue to chase the goals, the dreams. You can literally do what you want. And I'm firsthand knowledge of that. I'm firsthand testimony, right? I lived a completely different way for a long time. I made some changes. I implemented these principles, and now I've tried to put them together in a way that we can easily learn them and easily apply them, and give them to you guys, because I think that they're invaluable, they're priceless, and they will not only help you, but my ultimate goal is this also, they'll help you help someone else and help that person help someone else, because that's how we make a movement, and that's how we get, neighbors, communities, cities, states, nations, world on board with this movement of just self-love, right? Love over fear. And that's Lyfe Cast, Lyfe, light your fire eternally, enhance the human experience. That's my story. I would love to hear your story. Feel free to email me, comment below what you think. The email's Lennon@lifecastonline.com. But yeah, that's it. I don't want to make it too long. Thank you for listening to my story. I really hope it can help motivate you, and we go from there. All right, as always, much love. I'm out.